Hello friends, and welcome to a cozy November video. I still have a little bit of a cold, so I have myself here a cup of tea. I hope you grab one as well. I'm drinking a rooibos tea, and it's so nice and delightful and cozy and warm. And hello, it's Sunday, which is a very weird day for a video to go up for me. But I appreciate all your guys' patience and love and care for a little bit of a break. I just had to get a little bit more non-coldy. Right now it's just a little cold, so I can live with this one. So welcome. Today's also a late video in the month. I thought it'd be really delightful to talk about kind of enjoying the season of November, which is not a season at all, but enjoying the month of November and kind of cherishing that moment of what November offers. I think we take November for granted a little bit too often because we have this like busy fall season and we're rush trying to get everything we want in during the fall season and enjoying everything we could possibly enjoy during that beautiful time of the year. And then we jump right into winter and we have all the holiday situations and we have everything else with family and friends and go, and it can get really hectic. And I think November is a really beautiful month to just say, hey, we're going to slow down, we're going to take a moment, and we're going to take a moment for ourselves. And I think that's such a beautiful thing to do, especially during this busy time of the year. So I thought today we would talk about kind of wonderful ways to cherish November and really not take it for granted and just enjoy the little things and enjoy the moment of peace and relaxation and happiness and enjoying the small, slow things. Because I think, at least for myself, I can get in the moment of being like, I'm not doing enough, so I need to go. And this month, I'm really trying to slow down. I'm not gonna lie, the cold helped. The cold made me slow down. So I thought I would talk about some wonderful ways to really enjoy this month and really enjoy November. Again, I do apologize. I know it's a little late, but I don't think it's ever too late to enjoy a little bit of peace and quiet. So I recommend grabbing yourself a wonderful cup of tea, maybe a snack if you like, because this is going to be a chatty video, and get cozy on the sofa or on your chair, in your bed, wherever you are, even if you're watching this during your lunch break. And let's go ahead and talk about some great ways to slow down and enjoy a little bit of peace. If you don't know who I am, I'm sorry I forgot to introduce myself. If you are new here, if you're coming back, hello. But if you're new here, my name is Melissa, and you found yourself at Melissa's Cozy Corner, where we talk about books, baking, and other cozy content. And today is focused on cozy content. One, because I haven't read at all. I'll explain that at the end of the video. And two, I'm not baking because I have a cold. And yeah, I like to share my baked goods, and I feel terrible when I'm sick, and also, cozy is always fun. So let's go ahead and jump in. I'm really excited to talk about November and talk about the great things about November. So I think I'm going to go ahead and do it as like a list kind of setup. I haven't really prepared for this video, so I do apologize. This is what it looks like for an unprepared video, but I think you guys will forgive me for this one. So one of the best ways I've learned to enjoy November is actually kind of connected to a November holiday in the US, and that's Thanksgiving. I'm not condoning Thanksgiving. I think there's some history connected to Thanksgiving, which is not all good, but I do love the idea of what Thanksgiving can offer. And that's the enjoyment of being with friends or family or found family and enjoying that moment of sharing and being thankful for the things you have in life, like your people in your life, and really enjoying just each other. And even if that's ordering a pizza and sitting around a table and having laughs and enjoying the good things and talking about the stories and everything like that, then that's absolutely perfect. I think just carving out a moment in your life, a moment in your time, and this could just be with one friend, this could also just be by yourself, just carving out a moment in time in November and thinking about what you're truly happy about, what you can look back at this year and be like, I am happy I made it through 2024. And I'm not saying 2024 was easy. I know for a lot of people it was really hard, and I send my love and care and my heart out to you if you did find this year very difficult. But I do hope you can find at least one thing you can be thankful for, even if that means you read a book. That's awesome. If you made yourself dinner, that's also awesome. It can be little tiny things. It could be that you're thankful that you made it through another work day. But I think that moment, that meal where I can sit down with family and friends, and I sit down and I can hear the laughter and I can hear the joy. This year we did our kind of friend get together, our Friendsgiving a week ago, and we invited everybody over. They all have children now, so it was very loud in our itty bitty tiny apartment, but it was really beautiful to just watch everybody laughing and interacting and telling stories and talking about their changes and stuff, especially since these are people we don't get to see very often. It's a lovely way to catch up. And I know it's not possible for everybody to have a moment where everybody comes together, but I do find, even when I'm by myself, when Michelle is gone for the night and I'm by myself, I catch myself trying to fill my evening up with like activities and things I should do and keeping myself distracted. And I have been really trying to encourage myself to, instead being busy and keeping myself distracted, instead I've been trying to find a way to pause, take a deep breath, and think about the things that I truly love that are around me. And maybe that is having the ability to have a cup of tea when I have a cold, or that I'm thankful to have the people I've met here in Germany. And yeah, I don't see them very often, but I'm still thankful for my friends. I'm still thankful for my family in the US. I'm thankful for the family I've made here in Germany. I'm thankful for my kitties, Indy and Ola. I'm thankful for the books I get to read. I think there's so many little things you can find to be thankful for. Instead of just being go, go, go and keeping yourself busy, sitting down and before you take that first bite of your food, think about a couple ways that you could be thankful for this day, today. Like, for example, you don't have to have a big get together, but maybe you could have like each day before you sit down and have dinner or lunch or whatever you eat the most of, you can come up with at least 2 or 3 things that you can say, I'm thankful that this happened today. That way you can kind of create this positivity around this month. And it could be slow and not busy, but you create this goal of actually slowing down and thinking about the things that you are thankful for. I know it sounded really confusing. Again, this is not scripted, so I do apologize. But I think I'm gonna make that actually like a motivation goal for me, is before I eat my dinner, I'm gonna come up with at least 1 or 2 things, 2 or 3 things that I'm thankful that happened during that day. I think that's a really great way for me to slow down and reevaluate my day. And if it ended up being a really poopy day, then I can think about at least 2 things that happened that I was happy for, even if that really does mean I just had a cup of coffee or tea. And maybe that means I can breathe through my nose today. It could be really simple things, but I think that's a great way to kind of slow down and enjoy this month a little bit more. That was a really long number 1. Another way I've been really trying to enjoy November and really cherish this time is enjoying this like beautiful in between of fall and winter. We have like this crazy like gray weather that's very blue. So that reminds me a lot of winter, but we still have a bunch of leaves on the ground, of course. So I've been playing out in the leaves, but enjoying this like nippy coldness that's happening outside right now. And it's been really, really beautiful. And another thing that I think we take for granted during this time of year is a lot of us hate that it gets dark so early. And I agree. I hate the fact that sometimes I'm coming home at 5 o'clock at night and it's already dark. But I do also get the chance to see the sunset way more often, and also the sunrise, and seeing those beautiful colors, even if they're kind of doused in this like bluish grayish color, I think is still really, really cool. I think that's something I don't get to see very often in summer. I'm trying to be an early riser, but waking up at 5 a.m. is just not really my thing. But I think it's something I do take for granted, and I'm trying to remind myself that it's really magical to be able to have the time in the day to really cherish this beautiful sunset or sunrise that we're seeing. So number 2 is really easy. Cherish the small beautiful things that are happening, and it's the weather change. Jack Frost is not yet nipping at our noses. That's what the song is. So we can definitely still go outside and enjoy the beautiful like nippy coldness without Jack Frost yet. So I think that's number 2, is really just taking the moment to enjoy those sunsets, enjoy those sunrises, and enjoying that like crazy fact that we have these days where it just gets so short, but doesn't it give us more reason to have these beautiful fairy lights on in the background and kind of like cozy up and be in that cozy kind of comfy atmosphere that we create, which is, I think, a great number 3. Create yourself a cozy, comfy atmosphere. I definitely have a hard time when it gets dark outside. I think it doesn't affect my mood as much as other people, but it does affect how much energy I have. And once it starts getting dark, I just get sleepy and I want to sleep on the sofa and cuddle up and watch Netflix all night. And so I think I've really been trying to change that by putting on these fairy lights. I have the fairy lights on during the day when it's really dark, so that way it causes me to be like happy. It causes me to feel like holiday-y, but not yet in a holiday mood. And I love putting on this like maybe dark academia music on the background, or even a fire pit to create this like wonderful atmosphere. I think it's also really great to light a candle that has a little bit of a cinnamon smell or a clove smell. You can even do one of those simmer pots where you throw some oranges, some clove, and also orange peels, not oranges, orange peels, clove, and cinnamon, and it creates this like wonderful aroma in your home, and it's very warm, very cozy, and I think that's absolutely perfect, especially if you're trying to enjoy the small things. It's really trying to just enjoy the aromas and the atmospheres we're creating around us. So that's number 3. And then another wonderful way to kind of slow down and enjoy the season of November, even though I know November's not a season, but I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push November being a season because it's its own little thing. But I think the next part would be just enjoying your small little things. Maybe, for example, I have too many hobbies in my life. I honestly do. I crochet, I paint, I have now picked up clay, I bake, I make videos, I take photos, I even have a job. And so I honestly have just way too many hobbies, and I used to really love writing. I used to love sitting down and writing. And for quite some time, I've been wanting to write a little short story, and I've decided November is a great time to do that, especially since it's National November Writing Month. Yes. And I decided that I would take a step back from my reading, and it's been really hard for me. I haven't finished a book this month, and it's been really weird. But I decided to take a step back from my reading so that way I could focus on my writing. And every day I have to write a little bit. I'm not focused on the word count, but I'm more focused on just the fact that if I sit down and just write. So for the past couple of days, I've been really exhausted in the evening, but I decided to pull out the laptop, type a couple words. It's been maybe about 100 to 200 words, but I've just been really tired. But my one goal was to at least write a little bit. And then this morning, I decided to sit down and write some more because I had a couple more ideas pop in my head, and I was able to get out 15 to 1600 words, which felt so good and so satisfying. And I think being able to focus on the little things that we don't get to focus on so much is so important. So maybe you have a hobby that you really love, but you felt like you haven't been able to put as much emphasis and effort into it. I think that would be a really great time, especially in this last couple of weeks, of just saying, hey, instead of reading my next book, I'm going to go ahead and put that away and focus on this activity I've been wanting to do. So maybe it's playing an instrument, or maybe it's trying to cook a specific dish, or maybe it's going for a run. Good on you if you're going for runs. And just kind of refocusing your energy on something else just for a little bit of time. We're now 15 days into the National November Writing Month, and I've written for only 14. I skipped the day we had everybody over for our Friendsgiving because it was just very busy. But I tried making it up by writing a bit more the next day, and I've really loved it. It's been a really big challenge. It's not easy, and I feel like I'm not constantly, I don't feel it all the time, but I feel like I have to make sure I sit down and actually write. And sometimes it's very difficult, especially if I've had a really long day. But by saying, hey, I'm gonna take the time for myself and do something that I love, I think it's been really, really, really beneficial for me. And I hope that you pick up something that you love, that you may, or maybe you just wanna try. Maybe you wanna try crocheting, and I recommend picking it up for a little bit of time. So I don't know if that was 4 or 5. I honestly don't really know how I started numbers because I can't remember what number I'm on now. But some other ways we can enjoy November to like the fullest, I think, are like our classics. Reading books, watching wonderful shows like You've Got Mail, or When Harry Met Sally, or there's this show I think it's Only Murders in the Building. And so that's an awesome show to watch during this season. But you also have, I recommend going out and taking pictures of this wonderful, crazy weather wherever you live. I'm sure there's an interesting transition between that fall and winter season, especially when it's raining. I love it when it's raining. It gives me more of a reason to stay inside and enjoy my little fairy lights. But yeah, I think to enjoy November to the fullest, enjoying every part of November, it's taking the time to be who you want to be and being grateful for every possible thing you've done. I think you should definitely be proud of yourself. I think, you know what? I think November, to really enjoy November to the fullest, is to love yourself for who you are and be grateful and be happy and remind yourself that you are doing amazing. And I don't think you should ever forget that. You've woken up today and you're doing the best you can, and that's all we can ask for. And truly, never forget how wonderful you are. We go through so much, and we have to fight through so many things, whether that be personal life problems, work life problems, even emotional traumas. We have to do a lot every single day, and you should be really proud of yourself. And I think the fact that you're just chugging along is really great. So November, to enjoy it to the fullest, enjoy the small things. Really, I don't know if there's another way for me to explain that. I know this video is not as maybe active and interactive, and I don't have beautiful shots of the beautiful things, but I think this video is mostly about you and you being the best you can be, and I'm proud of you. Yeah. So I hope you find things to be grateful for. I hope you find a beautiful, fun hobby to do, and I hope you have a fantastic day. I'm going to leave you there. I'm going to make this a short video. I hope you have a lovely day, a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys soon. Ciao!